In this class, we are focus types of conservation. Conservation means we are protecting or save the species. Nowadays, so much of human activities. As a result, number of species are extinct. How we are conserving the species? There are two types of result. That's our first one. It is ex situ conservation and in situ conservation. Now here in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. In situ means we call it is another type on-site conservation. In situ means here on-site conservation. Ex situ means here off-site conservation. Okay, the types of conservations are the plants and the animal species are conserved, protected. There are two types. In situ conservation. In situ conservation. In situ conservation, and the second one ex situ conservation. The in situ conservation means on-site conservation, ex situ conservation means off-site conservation. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss in situ conservation. What is meant by here the in situ conservation? In situ conservation means the process of protecting animal species in its natural habitat. The process of protecting animal species in its natural habitats. Okay, so protecting the natural habitats. Protecting the natural habitats, such a process we call it is in situ conservation. So once again, see this definition, very important. These types, how it is conserved in the methods also very important. So in situ conservation means the process of protecting animal species in its natural habitat where they are living. Suppose in the forest. So in the forest region, they are hunting these different kinds of species. Okay, in the forest region, by the human activities, hunting with a number of animal species. So that's what will happen. Automatically in such a forest region, animal species are getting extinct. So such a species we are protecting for them. We are using this method. It is in situ conservation method. In this in situ conservation, the scientists, the government, so what they are completely is restricted areas. Okay, prohibited areas also. Such areas are what they will do, the scientists. So the process of protecting the animal species in its natural habitat. Whenever it is natural habitat protected, automatically their population increases. Such a method we call it is in situ conservation. Next in in situ conservation, so methods we'll see later. So some definitions are there. You can see first hot spots. What is meant by here the hot spots? So hot spots means here conservationists identify. Conservationists, scientists, the conservationists identified maximum protection of at certain regions. Okay, conservationists identified maximum protection of at certain regions. That's we call it is the hot spots. Okay, that's our what you call hotspots. Next, endemism. What is meant by here? The endemism. Definitions are very important for 1 marks. Endemism. The process of protecting the maximum protection. The process of protection, such as how it is maximum. That means the protecting of species is maximum, and high levels of species richness and high degree of endemism are present. The species confined an area not found elsewhere. Okay, so what is meant by here? The endemism, endemic species. The species, what are the species is present? Animal maybe. So the species confined an area. The species confined an area only, not found elsewhere. Not found elsewhere. That means one species only can be find particular area only, not find anywhere. Such a species we call it is endemism, endemic species. So in area you can see is the maximum protection and a high degree of endemism. That means high degree of endemism. The species confined an area. The species confined an area not found elsewhere. Not found anywhere region. That's we call it is endemic species. Next, hotspots. Suppose here you can see the hotspots. So how many here hotspots are present? There are 3 hotspots that are given in your important examples. So here you can see is the 3 hotspots are fine. First one it is the Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Western Ghats and Sri Lanka, and also second one Indo-Burma region. It is one of the hotspot, and third one Himalayas, except rich biodiversity region, except rich biodiversity regions. So these 3 regions are found. Okay, that is in India. It is mainly you can see as the hotspots, Western Ghats and Sri Lanka near located regions, and Western Ghats and Sri Lanka, and also Indo-Burma, India and also Burma located regions, and also Himalayas. Not all the Himalayas, only except rich biodiversity in Himalayas, except rich biodiversity region remaining. That part we call, you can see this some of the region identified these hotspots. Actually these hotspots nearly it is how many they are identified means first they are 25 they discover, later it is the 9. Totally it is worldwide the hotspots. Worldwide the hotspots are it is 34. Worldwide the hotspots are 34. These hotspots are covered less than 2% of the world land area. Okay, these hotspots are covered here less than 2%. Less than 2% of world land area. Okay, these hotspots. Next, one more point you can see. So the biodiversity, it is ecologically unique, and biodiversity rich regions legally protected. Biodiversity rich regions legally protected. There are 4 methods are there. Okay, first one, ecological unique and biological rich regions are legally protected. So there are four types of methods of conservation in situ conservation. First one you can see here, biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves, and second one, national parks, and third one, what do you call it, is wildlife sanctuaries, and fourth one, sacred groves. Fourth one, sacred groves. Okay, the in situ conservation methods. Actually, these are the in situ conservation methods. That means the species are naturally how it is protected. Already said, in situ conservation means so the process of protecting of an animal species in its natural habitat. Natural habitat, already it is a disturbed areas. Sometimes such as disturbed areas, how we are protecting such animals, they are the conservationists, they are find there are four different types of it is methods. First one, it is the biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries and sacred groves. Actually, it is biosphere reserves. How many are present in your wild? You can see it is the 14 biosphere reserves are present. National parks are it is 90%, and wildlife sanctuaries are it is 448 are present. Okay, so the in situ conservation, the ecological unit, so the biodiversity rich regions legally protected, so that is what you call it, the biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries and sacred groves. So the biosphere reserves, it is discovered nearly 14, and also national parks total it is 90, and wildlife sanctuaries are it is 448 it is discovered, and sacred groves, that is a special type is present. So the conservation of the species. So first of all, we are going to discuss it is the biosphere reserves. So actually this biosphere reserves, this biosphere reserves which is set aside. So what is this one? An area, this biosphere reserves, biosphere reserves, an area set aside. Okay, an area is the forest. So in the forest region, so this is the already this disturbed areas. So whatever an area is present, that an area it is set aside in the forest region. Okay, an area which is set aside and minimally disturbed. Such an area, what is this one? Minimally it is disturbed. So minimally disturbed for conservation of these resources. For which purpose? For conservation of these resources. Such a biosphere we call it is the biosphere reserve. Okay, once again see, biosphere reserve means an area just set aside. This is the forest area. In this forest area, this is the forest area. So in the forest area, an area, this is the area is what is this? It is a collapse. That is biodiversity rich spaces are not present. So the conservationists identify an area. This is an area. It is set aside completely. It is so set aside. Okay, and also minimally disturbed and conservation of these natural resources. Natural means what are the variety number of species, animal species and plant species that can be protected. So it is completely restricted, prohibited area. So it is here such an area. Here man, the human activities are not allowed. Human activities are not allowed. So such a biosphere we call it is the biosphere reserve. So once again see this point, the biosphere reserve means an area which is set aside in any disturbed area. That means such an area it is minimally disturbed for conservation of the such a resources. Such a reserve we call it is the biosphere reserve. An area it is completely it is restricted and not allow any human activities, and also completely prohibited. So that's why it is such an area. What are the minimum species is present? Such a minimum species are, it is potentially they are inbreed, their population can be in future it can increases. So what are the productivity? It will be useful to human welfare in maybe future. For that sake, we are naturally protected the species. This is the institute conservation, one of the method, Biosphere Reserve. It is explanation is not present, so only headings only very little bit only present in according textbook. Here explaining very clear. Okay, next, second one. Second one, national park. Actually, this national park means, actually what is the definition of this national parks? National park is a natural habitat and also strictly reserved. It is a national park is a natural habitat, and strictly restricted. Okay, so here natural habitat is strictly restricted for protection of natural life, for protection of natural life. That's we call it is a national parks. What are the national park definition means? So national park is a natural habitat and also strictly restricted for protection of natural life. So that an area we call it is the national parks. So the national parks example, the first national park that's we call it is the Jim Corbett National Park. Jim Corbett National Park. It is located in the Uttarakhand, that is Uttaranchal region. And next, Kaziranga National Park. Second one, Kaziranga National Park. It is located in the Assam. And one more, it is a Keolado National Park. Keolado National Park. It is located in Bharatpur. It is a Rajasthan state. So these are the examples of it is the national parks. Once again, see, this national park means actually it is an area. It is a natural habitat. Already you know this. What is a national park? So you can see the Ooty, Kodaikanal, Ooty is there. You can see it is a national parks are present. So in that area, what is this? It is a natural habitat region. In the natural habitat region, it is a completely strictly restricted area. So what are the plant species are present? It is nearly it is a 10,000 years of variety of plant variety may be present, and ancient variety of species are present. Nowadays we are seeing that so much of it is hybrid varieties, but here we can see, okay, nowadays we can see here there are so much of hybrid varieties, but in national parks area you can see wild varieties are visible such an area. So the such area is strictly restricted for protection of natural life. Say example is the Jim Corbett National Park Uttarakhand, and Kaziranga National Park example Assam, Keolado National Park example it is the Rajasthan. Okay, so first one is the Biosphere Reserve National Park. This is the naturally the animal species and plant species are protected. That's it. Next, wildlife sanctuaries. Third. So wildlife sanctuaries are totally present in the 448. Third one you can see wildlife sanctuaries. So these wildlife sanctuaries actually it is a specific endangered faunal species protected an area. So in that area providing the ecotourism also. tourism also. Okay, so wildlife sanctuaries, specific endangered faunal species, endangered. So endangered, specific endangered means the such a species are, it is a threatened, so it is a extinct condition. Such a specific endangered faunal, that is animal species, protected an area, that's how we call it is a wildlife sanctuaries. Such a region also provide ecotourism. Such a region, it is providing ecotourism. Example, suppose such a wildlife sanctuary. So in Karnataka you can see this the Dandeli forest. So the Dandeli region, it is one of the, it is a wildlife sanctuary, and in Tamil Nadu it is a Mettupalayam. So you can see so much of it is protecting animals. So much of it is wildlife animals are protected naturally. So in that area, what are in Dandeli area also, and also next year in Mettupalayam Tamil Nadu region also, they are providing the ecotourism. We can see, okay, such animals, wildlife animals we can see. So that is providing ecotourism. So that's why it is a wildlife sanctuaries. Once again, see the wildlife sanctuaries, specific endangered, that is what are the threatened species. What is the endangered? Endangered means in future it may be disappear, extinct. Such a species we call it is endangered. Such a specific endangered faunal, that means animal species, protected an area, that's we call it is a wildlife sanctuaries naturally. Such a region provide ecotourism, that's we call it is a wildlife sanctuaries. Next, fourth one, it is a sacred groves. So here fourth one, it is a sacred groves. Sacred groves means a group of forest, a group of trees, a group of trees then forest. Okay, here a group of trees then forest, that's we call it is a sacred groves. It's look like it is a group of trees are present. It's not, it is not a forest. Okay, so a group of trees then forest, we call it is a sacred groves. Such a group of trees, a special religious importance for particular culture. Okay, a group of trees are present, a group of trees. So in such a group of trees region, the presence of the tribal people, that means in the forest region, so a group of special trees, a group of trees. So such a region, the presence of the people, that means it may be tribal people, so they are what they will do, a special religious for particular culture they maintain. So such a people, it is such a plant species, it is venerated, that means respect they can give. And also such a trees, those people are protected. Such a groves we call it is the sacred groves. Okay, first of all, what is meant by grove means a group of trees, then forest we call it is a grove. A grove of trees, a special religious importance for particular culture is called it is a sacred groves. Such a sacred groves, it is a highly, it is a venerated. Venerated means it is the respect. Venerated, that means respect, and also total all these trees are protected such a people. That's we call it is sacred groves. So they are very rare species are present such a groves. So such a nowadays all it is, you can see where it is located. Mainly you can see examples Kasi and Jinxia Hills, Meghalaya. Kasi and Jinxia Hills, Meghalaya, and Aravali Hills. Aravali Hills, mainly you can see Rajasthan, and Gujarat, and one more it is Western Ghats. Western Ghats. These Western Ghats, you can see in our state that Karnataka and Maharashtra. Okay, and one more you can see here the sacred groves are located. So Sarguja, main it is that it is a Sarguja and Bastar. It is mainly located in the state such as groves. These are places Sarguja and Bastar in that region, in that areas. Presence of the sacred groves, particularly the presence of state Chhattisgarh and also Chanda region, the presence of the sacred groves, the states such as it is the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, these are the examples of the sacred groves are located in our in the India, particularly India you can see. So they are different states. Okay, so once again, say sacred groves means a group of trees. We call it is a group. That means this group of trees, a special religious importance for particular culture. We call it the sacred groves. The sacred groves are it is venerated. That means protected and also venerate means that they give respect and also protected. So the sacred groves are in India in different regions. The Kashmir Plains hills mainly Meghalaya and Aravalli hills Rajasthan, Gujarat and Western Ghats and you can see Karnataka and Maharashtra and Sarguja and Bastar you can see in that areas is Chhattisgarh region and Madhya Pradesh in particular it is Chanda region. So these are the in situ conservation methods: biosphere reserves, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and sacred groves. So these are 4 types of methods. So we are conserving the species naturally. Okay, so these are the in situ conservation. This is the in situ conservation.